Hello, beautiful people of the world. Welcome back to Familia Pablanu. I am the one and only Anu.
Yo soy Pablo, solamente Pablo. And in this segment, we're going to be sharing a lot of family drama, a lot of stuff that was going on with us at the time, leading up to and including the wedding.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that happened. There's a lot of things. It's going to be very, very difficult to talk about.
Yeah, you'll need that popcorn, definitely for sure.
It'll be a bit raw.
As well as some tissues. But without further ado, let's begin.
Mama Africa, your children are home.
For all of our subscribers that's been liking, sharing, and subscribing, we say thank you. We appreciate you. And if you're new to our channel, welcome to Familia Pablanu. And what are you even waiting for? Have you pressed the subscribe button yet? And don't forget to press the bell button next to it so you get notifications when we post new videos. We have a series lined up for you guys. And if our videos pique your interest, we encourage you to press the like button and or super thanks. Thank you so much. We thank you. So the rehearsal dinner. Okay. Yeah. So people arrived and it's my parents, of course. I didn't communicate with them. So they were not invited. The communication was severed. So I didn't have anybody on my side of the family representing me, basically. It was just me. But I had friends. So we started the rehearsal process. So Pablo and I have been already talking about the wedding, looking at dresses and all that. And I would tell you guys that, so we both were looking at, okay, which kind of suits he would wear and what kind of dress I would wear. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I want the two of us, we can wear a Nigerian attire. Either we can both wear it for the rehearsal dinner or the reception after the wedding.
Once our kind of rehearsal came around, we had a couple of things that we were preparing, that we had kind of gotten together. One of the things that Anu and I had talked about was about wearing native attire. So I wear native attire all the time now, but at the time it was kind of new to me, and so the native attire was something that she wanted to wear, like Yoruba, Nigerian attire was something that was really special to her, something that she'd always looked forward to. If you remember I think it was the first video we did about how we met, first video is where I first met her, and she was showing a screen slide, whatever, of videos of her in Nigeria wearing attire at a wedding, and stuff like that, and she looked beautiful. And so I was all for that, and she was like, yeah, and you can wear it too, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure. So we were both gonna get fitted for native attire in Indianapolis and everything.
He's like, no, why don't you wear the Nigerian attire to the wedding itself? And I wear the, I was asking me if I should wear it to the wedding itself. I'm like, no, because I would like to wear the white dress for the wedding itself. But for the rehearsal dinner, it would be sort of like the traditional wedding that I didn't get to have, wearing the Nigerian attire. And I would like for him to wear it too.
And so we had decided on, we talked about doing it for the rehearsal, like both of us wearing native attire for the rehearsal. And I was like, hey, why don't you wear native attire for the wedding too? And I'll wear a suit, and it'd be cool. It's like the different cultures, And she was like, no, I'd like to wear a white dress for that. But for the rehearsal, wear Yoruba attire. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I guess we'd already kind of decided that.
And I asked him to ask his parents if they are willing to wear it too.
So I brought it up with my dad.
We both agreed that we would wear it. We even actually got the attire. We got some kind of attire. And I already have his fila made. It was a golden one. We were ready for it. We were like, oh, I'm excited. So, then getting closer to the rehearsal dinner, I think, him and his father were talking. And he came back to tell me. And it was almost word for word what his father said. See, the father said.
And he was like, oh no, please don't make me wear that. Please don't. And I was like, whoa, what? And he was like, yeah, please don't make me wear that. And he's like, because, yeah, please don't. And he didn't really say why. And I was like, okay, I mean, I can't force you, I guess. He's like, good. And also for you, Pablo, and he was just telling me about basically started influencing me and saying, hey, yeah, for you, like, I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, you know, because she's coming into your culture, right? Because again, there's this idea that kind of like almost Hebraic idea of like, you know, the woman like old school way of like woman leaves her culture, like Ruth leaves her culture, comes part of this other culture of the husband, right? Like Ruth in the Bible. So that's kind of what he talked about, and he was like, yeah, so for you, you know, for her, yeah, it's great, you know, she's coming in and whatnot, but for you, you know, yeah, you're not going to her culture, you know, she's coming to your culture, you know, that sort of a thing. And he kind of influenced me, and I was like, okay. And so stupid puppet me just went for it and was like, okay. So I ended up telling Anu, I was like, yeah, sorry, but yeah, he's not gonna wear it. And
I know, I told him like, okay, it's fine. Your parents don't have to wear it. But again, we were both gonna wear it, and that's fine. I was just thinking maybe they can wear it and it'll be nice, but it's okay. They don't have to wear it. And he said, about that, I'm not going to wear it either for the rehearsal or the reception. But it's okay, you should wear it.
And you know, I don't think I'm gonna wear it either.
What? We already agreed. I might as well cancel. I'm gonna cancel right now. That was one time that I spoke up about canceling the wedding. I said, no, I'm not doing that. We already agreed. And he said, come on. Because of just attire. It's just worldly thing anyways. That's why you want to cancel our wedding? Come on, don't do that.
Okay, well, why are we even having a wedding? You know, if we're not even doing the wedding things, you know, that she expected her whole life. Kind of like how I expected to get married in that chapel that I mentioned earlier in the previous video. For Anu, it was like, yeah, you wear Yoruba attire, like you wear native attire for these things. It's a big deal. This is what I've always expected. Like, so we won't have a wedding then if we're not doing this, because that's how she saw it. For me, I was like, oh, now you're just overreacting. Like, why are you overreacting about this? You know, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you can still wear native attire. I think that's really cool. You know, it showed the two cultures, you know, coming together, that sort of thing. But she's like, no, we decided this. We agreed on this. And I was like, again, like I mentioned in the previous video, I never wanted to bring to my consciousness that I was a puppet, you know? And so I had to just say, it's just how it is, you know? I would just give the responsibility, just take the responsibility away from myself and say, oh, well, I mean, yeah, it's just how things are done, you know, just kind of, yeah. And just if it's not clear yet, the way it works in the cult is that my father also taught us to, don't just take my word for it, right? If I'm preaching something, you take and leave what you want, or what you hear from God, right? Because I may say things that are off, and you know, you hear God on that. Now, later on in life, he stopped saying that entirely. At the beginning, he used to, but later on in life, it's just like, no, you take everything I say. But anyways, that's how he used to talk. But it was a tricky way because it makes the responsibility go on you. So basically, you take what he tells you to do, and then you take it on yourself as your responsibility to then enact, right? So then you never connect it back to him. It's just, oh, I made this decision. And the same thing happened in this case. It was, well, I made this decision to, to not wear Yoruba attire to the wedding because, you know, it's symbolic that, I can't be symbolic that I'm joining your culture. You know, I'm symbolic that you're joining my culture, you know, that sort of thing. And so I take it on myself. But Anu started to catch on that, wait a minute, all this is coming from your dad, isn't it? You know, all of this is influenced from him. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, because again, if I admitted that, I would be admitting that I was a stooge, you know, that I was a puppet. And I could never admit to myself that. So anyway, so that was a big deal. The attire was a big deal.
I got my attire. I have this golden, beautiful attire. And I told all my ladies, the bridesmaids, I told them to wear it too, which he has a sister. The sister that lived with him, and that one insisted because her parents said they won't wear it. She was insisting that she doesn't want to wear it too. I'm like,
but for the rehearsal, it was one cool thing was that the rehearsal we had rehearsal dinner, because we did the rehearsal in native attire, at least Anu and then her bridesmaids, which was pretty cool. So even one of my sisters dressed up in native attire, even though she didn't want to, because hearing my dad and his, oh, I don't want to do it, so she was like, oh, please don't make me do this. But Anu was like, come on, like, you're a bridesmaid. All the bridesmaids are wearing it. Like, what the heck? So she did wear it, finally, kicking and screaming. And that was, so, it looked nice. I mean, Anu looked stunning, absolutely stunning. So at the actual rehearsal, so everyone came, like I mentioned in the previous video, everyone came from the church. Everyone who was connected to the church came, basically. Almost everyone. And because they were very severely influenced by my dad to do so. Even if normally they would have done so voluntarily, just the fact that my dad was pushing and pushing made it to where even my best friend, they had to, I don't know about him, but I mean, a lot of people, they had to use time that they didn't have, spend money they didn't have to do this, and bend over backwards to make this happen, to come up there. And there was so much stress involved with it. I remember, it was really, really stressful for my best friend and his family. Put a lot of strain on his marriage as well, and the same for others as well. I mean, it was kind of, for some of them, it was quite a fiasco, just because it was just so much stress involved. One of my sisters as well. It was just not that great, for them. For me, I kind of felt all this stress around me and felt all this craziness, and I was just like, let's just get through this,
I had my friend all the way in Louisiana from my undergraduate school. We were very close. We're very close friends. She's from Pakistan. I also have a friend in made in Indiana through my previous church. She also got out. She stopped going to that church. She's from China. And I also had and then I had my friend from my workplace. Just one friend. She was very kind to me. Because everyone was against me. Everyone was saying, why are you even doing this? Again, everyone putting the blame on me. Why? Just do what your parents want and don't be having this trouble with them. Me and the ladies, we rehearsed a song that I danced to. We danced. So it's a song by Ricardo Banks, Ladies and Gentlemen. And I said, at least I will have a Nigerian song playing there. I know I will have to wear my Nigerian attire by myself. The ladies, my friends, they were so quick to join me. They wore the attire, all the brides ladies, maids of honor and the bridesmaids. They wore it. They were so happy. My friend from China, my Chinese friend, she got her clothes. My coworker, she got her clothes. My coworker is from Indiana. She got her clothes. And my friend from university in Louisiana, she came to Indiana, and I was so happy. At least I had somebody, a friend who was there. And I had my good friend Michelle. She also showed up. She was there for me, and I was so thankful to her. We rehearsed the Ladies and Gentlemen. I will have to upload that song, and with me and the other ladies, we danced, we rehearsed, and we danced, because I said I will at least dance, because that's one thing I love to do. I love to dance. I will at least dance. And I told the guys too, you guys please at least rehearse something. Dance. I want you guys to actually have a dance to be happy. And you'll see what happened with that later on.
I was wearing some discount, whatever. I was pretty poor. I was pretty poor at the time. But still, I mean, it would have been so much better if I had worn, native attire, and the photos would have looked much better, of course. But man, yeah, that was a really hard blow to Anu, because she had looked forward to that probably her whole life. It was really, really tough on her. But yeah, for those that came, there was even a friend of one of my sisters. The sister was living with us, and she came, and she was like the best ever. I mean, everyone else was stressed to be there. She wanted to be there. She was really excited to be there, and she ended up being the best help of anyone. Like, no complaints, nothing. Everyone else was complaining. My sister was complaining. Actually, both of my sisters were complaining because they had different stresses of their own that Dad had put on them. So they were just, oh, why is this? Why is that? It was just, everyone was just complaining about everything, and it was pretty awful. But no, her friend was, my sister's friend. She was great. She was a huge help. Without her, I don't think a lot of it would have happened. But she was quite a trooper, and she helped out a lot. But there was also, so then we had the rehearsal dinner. And the rehearsal dinner, the cool part is the rehearsal dinner we held at the exact same restaurant where I grew Anu, and so that was kind of nice. We ended up, figuring out a way of doing it. So we all ate there and everything, and that was kind of cool. I don't even think we took any photos hardly at all. It was just pretty lame. Just so you know, my family is pretty lame in general when it comes to photos, when it comes to celebrating anything. They're pretty dang lame. Because my dad doesn't really care about celebrations. He just cares about him getting a chance to speak and do his thing, basically, and control, be the center of everything, essentially, which is pretty awful. But anyways, so yeah, the rehearsal went through, the meal went through, and then we had, I think it was that, I want to say it was that night, there was some time, I think my brothers came over to my apartment for a stag do, or what do they call it, bachelor party in America. And I I appreciate their thought. They left their families, because they brought all their many children, and they left their families, their wives with all the kids, and they came to my apartment, and we all had a beer. And I think they prayed some, and that was about it. I appreciate the intent, but that just kind of shows how lame, my family was, how familial connection, brotherly connection, filial connection just isn't, just wasn't really a thing. Not filial connection, just like brotherly connection, it just wasn't really there. We didn't have a whole lot, to be honest. It was just religion that kind of connected us, which meant my dad that connected us. So it was kind of sad. We didn't really have a whole lot. I know Anu went out with her bridesmaids and had a pretty good time, I think. I saw photos. And yeah, they enjoyed it, and dressed up and everything, and took photos and everything. But yeah, that was pretty lame night. So after that, they left, and I was just kind of alone. And but then there was another time. I don't know if it was the night before. It might have been before the rehearsal even. They had rented out like an Airbnb, big old Airbnb, and a lot of my brothers and parents were there, grandchildren, everything. And it was out in the country, and I think we visited there. It was pretty awkward. I think my dad was hitting on one of the bridesmaids or something like that. It was kind of weird. And I think her boyfriend was there too, and he's just like, or fiance, and he's just like, what the heck? But yeah, it was kind of a weird time, and it was kind of crazy. But it gets even crazier when it comes to the wedding day. So yeah, look for that one. There's a bunch of kids here, Havana, that are giggling over here, coming back from school. But anyway, so yeah, look forward to the wedding video where we talk about the wedding. Then we're also gonna have footage of the wedding. So keep your eyes peeled for that. It's gonna be quite a ride.
Thank you for being part of our therapy. This is what healing looks like for us.
It's something that we know will help people in the future, to be able to look out for, be careful, and hopefully learn from our mistakes.
Yeah.
And learn from, what can happen to someone, when they fall into a cult.
Right.
And also how to love people like that, and how to be there for them.
Yeah. Well, until next time, we'll catch you in the next episode. Ciao.
Ciao.
Adios. Bye.